Hello, my name is Matthias Kavodik. Welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Marvel Comics Presents issue 85. We got fantastic art by Sam Keith on the cover. And for those who don't know, in Marvel Comics Presents, in each issue you would get parts of 4 different stories that would be cut up within the series itself as the issues would come out. And each one of these stories, Marvel would try to test new ideas. It's like a testing ground, see what would stick, what wouldn't stick. They would test out new writers, new artists. And we covered in a previous video the story written by Peter David and Sam Keith, where we have the introduction of Cyber, this really awesome villain, where Sam Keith really gets a lot of liberty to do some really trippy and interesting stuff. Then we're going to get further down the line in this particular issue, 2 stories written by Scott Lobdell. I really wanted to focus on one that it's about Beast. I thought it was really cool because we have really good art by Rob Liefeld that really caught me by surprise. I feel like it's totally forgotten this particular era of Rob Liefeld. So without further ado, let's focus on the first story. So we get the partial reveal of Cyber, who, again, he was a really intimidating, fantastic villain. Wolverine was afraid of this dude. I feel like as a villain, he was very underused. Like, he has a lot of potential of being a really awesome bad guy and even be on par as, like, to be the worst arch nemesis of Wolverine. Right up there with Sabretooth. I feel like Cyber should have been up there, but for some reason, Marvel killed off Cyber pretty fast. They never did anything with him. He came back once or twice, but nothing too interesting, especially with the impact of this first particular story, where basically we have Wolverine running around the woods butt naked. I remember being 9 or 10 years old and thinking, boy, that's really weird to see a grown man running around the woods and become friends with a wolf. This is like an introduction to the story. It's sort of setting the stage of Wolverine having like a premonition that something really bad is going to go down in Madripoor. Like he can feel that Cyber's coming. Then the second story, we have Firestar going against Freedom Force. And Firestar, I always loved this character. Like, obviously she was on the New Warriors, but prior to this, she was on a cartoon with Spider-Man that I used to always watch on Saturday morning, where she teamed up with Spider-Man and Iceman. Not sure if it's on Disney Plus. I would have to go and check because it would be a real blast of nostalgia watching that old cartoon. So Firestar, she's a mutant. She was actually part of the Hellions with the White Queen. This sort of drew the attention of Mystique and Freedom Force that want to forcibly recruit her into their ranks. So obviously things are going to go south. Firestar is able to defeat Freedom Force pretty easily. And I always really loved Freedom Force back in the day. They would pop up all over the place because they were like the mutant team that worked for the government, and Mystique was a team leader, but she always had her secret agenda. Like, she was always trying to take advantage of the situations and her contacts within the government and so on and so forth. So Freedom Force was always pretty awesome for me. And here's what I really wanted to focus. This story, we have art by Rob Liefeld, and it looks freaking awesome. Like, early Liefeld has a lot more detail. He doesn't, like, I always hear that he always gets shit because of what went down with one comic book series, that he didn't draw the hands and feet. Like, look at those hands and feet. Like, his Beast looks totally awesome. Look at Angel. We got all the young X-Men. I feel like Liefeld's art nowadays like has too many tropes. He's gotten way too uncomfortable for his with his style. But back then, he did a really killer job. Like, look at this. So this looks fantastic, and I feel so bad that it's pretty much lost over time in this pretty obscure series. I feel like this will never get republished or get into any type of compilation issue. And basically, what's wrong with Beast and what's going down, he's really pissed off because he discovered that Xavier actually mind wiped all his friends' minds, except, I guess, for his parents, that he's a mutant. Beast is getting really upset about the situation. So then we cut to present day Beast. the blue, hairy, happy Beast that we had back in X Factor. And this story actually leads to Beast crossing paths with Constrictor, having to team up with him, and having to go up against the Red Ghost. But again, Liefeld's art is just awesome during this time. You have a background, so that's something he stopped doing. And I feel like the art that he's doing here is even better than what he was doing on X-Force. And this story, as I mentioned before, it was written by Scott Lobdell. This one that follows with Speedball is also written by Scott Lobdell, but this one's totally forgettable. It's just total filler. A dumb story where Speedball fights against this evil mad scientist. And it's totally skippable. But again, what I just really wanted to focus on, and I was just floored on how much I liked Liefeld's old style. It looks so awesome. It has so much detail to it. You can understand the buzz around this particular artist back then. So I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. Check out Marvel Comics Presents. There's a lot of really good stuff and a lot of really bad stuff, but it's a very interesting ride. So see you guys next time. Bye.